Hey y'all, not too much exciting to see here, just morning chores on a small chicken farm, checking chickens. That barn, actually can't see the screen, it's a lot of glare from the sun, but I think that barn should be there. I'm looking at it in real life, it should be in the screen. That barn is more or less empty right now. I've already been down to that barn, opened up doors, we're airing it out. We moved some chickens into that barn in hopefully about 24 hours. Probably be a little longer than that, but we have a hatch date scheduled for 125 Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens and 60 Rhode Island red pullets for Wednesday, October, whatever tomorrow is, October 23rd. So they're supposed to move in tomorrow. So there are 4 unsuccessful meat birds down there. So maybe at the end of chores, maybe we'll go down and see those. So there are 4 unsuccessful meat birds in the barn right now. They probably can stay there, but for the most part, meat birds can be raised in about 6 weeks. So they're usually gone as soon as we hit like 40 to 42 days. We haul the flock out to a USDA inspected processor. So usually they're gone. So just so happened, the last flock of a little over 400, about 4 of them were just small, slow growers. As luck would have it, which is what we expected to happen, they started hitting a growth spurt like around day 44. And so we've seen their appetite and growth actually increase since finish day. So we're in one of the flocks of egg production hens here, and actually, so I told you this is morning chores. We've actually already done morning chores once. We've checked the barns, checked the building once, and we're just checking again, make sure everybody is doing okay. And we actually need 4 eggs to fill a dozen for a customer, like now. Like 12 hours ago. So I want to get it to our customer this morning. So when I was in the barn the first time, I actually got 9 eggs. I'll show you the other group too, but I got 9 eggs out of this group and the other group already this morning, so before 7:30 a.m. One of those was cracked. We have a couple of hens that seem to, in like the last week, have laid some thin-shelled eggs. And also, the hens have kicked out, and just over time, the bedding has broke down that we put in the nest boxes. So that particular egg was in this corner nest box that I'm referring to this morning that was a little bit, I feel, on the thin shell side. You can just tell that by handling the egg, and it actually had a crack in it. So when it was laid, being thin shelled, if there'd been bedding in there to absorb it, bumping into the nest box, it probably wouldn't have cracked. But being thin shelled, it did take a little crack, so I'm not gonna sell it. We eat the cracked eggs. So these 2, they're probably laying eggs. They're probably not hoarding any eggs from us right now. So if you have any questions about what kinds of chickens we have, let me know in the comments, and kind of describe like red feathered or gray feathered. I don't actually know all the breeds, but the ones I do know, I'm willing to share with you. But so we gave the hens feed this morning. They have a flock block. We checked eggs. We'll check eggs about 3 more times during the day. The gray feathered hen there is like kind of positioning, so she's definitely wanting to lay an egg. It's funny, sometimes they're super quick laying an egg, sometimes they're not. Okay, that's a Moran right there. She's pretty hen. That's also a Moran, but a different variety. Black copper, French blue, I think is that one. So at any rate, the only other chore part that needs done in here is they do have water, but I know that water is getting low in that reservoir, so I want to fill that water. Okay, and so we will, I think I said that, we'll check eggs in here at least 2 more times today. I'm going to close the door Okay, and so, you know, wherever your hens live, if the goal is to keep them in, you have to have some kind of secure way to keep them in, right? So let's grab our basket. There's a short way to the other hen house, but let's go around the long way actually. And then you can kind of see, I'll turn the camera to them. There's probably not many chickens out here right now. They're mostly inside. So there's their door. It's very simple. So this is just a shed that's been here. Oh, some of them are out in the other pen. This is a shed that's been here for about 20 years. Yeah, about 20 years. Our oldest son is 21, and I remember him being in there helping to scrape around the flooring in it when he was just a young guy, could barely handle the hand tool. Right here, well, you're not getting the full effect of it. Hey, can you see the two tall trees? So those are the oak trees that our Twin Oaks family farm is named for. But where this is all grown up, it's a rather large area. Morning, girls. It's a rather large area. We had previously gardened this area. This was a family garden. It was a rather large garden. In the last 4 to 6 years, we gradually gardened less and less and less. And then like this last summer, we didn't, well, you can see, we let it grow up. It went totally fallow. We didn't use it at all. So next year we want to get back to gardening, but probably not right there because we want to make a new like chicken complex for the girls. And I want to credit Tina B. Tina, shout out to you. How you doing? A loyal viewer from way back from the beginning, and a channel member, and she shared the term contained ranging with me the other day in a comment, and that's what we want to do. We want to accomplish contained ranging. So we want to make like a chicken complex over here for our hens. We want to get them totally out of this set of buildings. We want to repurpose this set of buildings for something totally different. Just like storage to help, you know, help our home place be organized here and stuff. And maybe like a potting shed or something for like, you know, just to help us with gardening and to help us with some different planting goals that we want to do with fruits and vegetables and ornamentals like perennials, so flowers. So we want to totally move the girls, but I mean that's going to require some infrastructure because they got to have, even though we want to let them range in a contained format, they got to have a safe place at night from predators too. So, and a safe place in the daytime from predators. Hawks are a legitimate risk for our birds here. Foxes are a risk. Bobcats are a risk. And the little predators, rats and coons and weasels. So, okay. So a little variety of hens there as well. And while I'm looking at the outside, I'm always scanning the hens. Our hens generally don't lay eggs outside, but we're always scanning for it. But as it is now, they do have to stay in the chicken houses and their attached runs. And you can see those are bare. And we would like to make a situation where they can be on vegetation, on grass. And we do try to let them out for supervised free ranging frequently, like toward late in the day for a couple hours at a time. So, okay, so we'll go into this pen as well. And it's too early that there'd be an egg back here, but we have one hen that likes to lay an egg there, okay? And I already got some eggs out of here. That was included in, I told you we got 9 total, 8 usable, and I need 4 more eggs, 4 more single eggs to fill my customer's dozen. And looky, here's one. And this quite possibly was here previously. And the hens were standing there because they were wanting to be at the feeder. So here's a nice egg. That's reality, folks. Eggs can look, you know, a little stained or have some smudges on them in the hen house. So before I put that in my customer's carton, wash that up in just like some I just use room temperature water and then let them air dry a few moments and then polish them. That's it. So that'll go in my customer's carton. You know, when you, and just mention this here in case you need a refresher on it. If an egg has been washed, it needs to be refrigerated. You can store eggs at room temperature if you don't wash them. And that's perfectly fine. Because the hen actually put a cuticle on the outside of the egg called a bloom that seals the pores of the eggshell and prevents any contamination whatsoever. Mother Nature and Father God are awesome. And they do things like that. So God does things like that. And Mother Nature is his creation as well. And if you don't like hearing that, I guess, you know, it's okay to just hop over to some other channel because that's what we believe here and that's how we roll. So I'm going to slip this egg in I am wearing my flannel jacket. It was about 40 degrees or so this morning. It'll warm up. We're having kind of a warm spell where our days are going to approach 80 degrees. We're in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. It's October 22nd, 2024. So that's what our temperature flux is like right now, like 40s at night, 70s in the daytime. They said we're going to kind of have a warming trend in the daytime, maybe for a week or two. We got a leghorn here. I doubt she'll lay her egg while we're staying here watching. It seems like that seldom happens. Occasionally I see one actually in the process of laying the egg, but not very frequently. But she's a white leghorn, so she will lay. Any guesses what color egg she's going to lay? She will lay a white egg. So these gals, I know they're going to keep me on the hook for a bit here on waiting on these eggs. Really wanting to get this dozen filled. There's another corner they like to lay in where the one is furthest back in that corner. I do need to get bedding material in these boxes for sure. So again, we've had bedding material in there, but over time it breaks down or they kick it out. So, and this is a hot spot. Like you see, there's like 3 hens hovering here. Everybody wants to lay their eggs there. In fact, the majority of the eggs I collected this morning were right there in that corner. So that's prime real estate in this hen house is there. And it never fails. I mean, you put egg boxes in for your girls and they're going to do what they want to do because, well, I guess they're the queens, right? They get to do it the way they want to do it. So anyway, but that's what like morning chicken chores basically amounts to. And actually this water, okay, and so it's somewhat low. You can see where the water level is. So it's somewhat low as well. So actually, after recording, before moving on to other tasks, I will actually I'll clean out and fill both water reservoirs for the laying hens. Well, I don't know. I was hoping she might lay her egg here and we'd catch it on camera. And if you ever do get to see a hen actually lay an egg, when it first comes out, that bloom that she put on it that I mentioned, that's like the very last thing that happens. So when the egg is laid, it's actually moist. So it actually sits there, and after she's laid it, and the moisture, of course, and it's warm, you know, because it's her body temperature.